All right, this is The Last of Us for PC. Yeah, I know, it's weird, right? uh, so, we've heard a lot of bad things about this game when it launched. That was really poorly optimized. It was really hard to run, even on a high end system. Most of that's not true anymore. It has been patched. It's got several updates, obviously, since it launched. And I'm running it just fine on my 6750 XT here, so I thought I would show you the graphical options that I'm running. So again, Radeon RX 6750 XT. It's a 12 gigabyte GPU. We got 1440p, my native resolution there. However, we do have FSR 3.1 set to quality. And that was actually set by default. So nothing in here I changed. In the graphics preset, what I did is basically set this to high as a starting point so that everything was set to high. And then based on Benchmark King's video on optimized settings, I will put a link for that video in the description. But basically anything that wasn't set to high, anything that is lower than high, I changed. So if we go down, this I changed down to quarter resolution. I think it was half resolution. Again, some of these things that are medium or low are most likely things that I've changed. Again, everything should have been set to high from the default. I think some of these things I turned on. We definitely turned this on, and we turned all these up to 100. Again, based on the recommendations in that video or in that screenshot. Again, anything that's not high. These were turned down, I am sure. And it looks like ambient character density turned down, but these were left on high. So it's mostly high, like a high-medium mix. A couple things I set to low. I wasn't really too sure. And some of these it just said low or medium. And some of them I put on medium, and some of them I put on low with really no rhyme or reason. But again, most stuff is on high. And so yeah, that's what that looks like. And as you can see, runs really well. In the indoor sections where there's not a lot going on, I can hit over 100 frames per second. And in the outdoor areas, when there's not a lot of action going on, I'll be anywhere in the 70 to 90 frames per second. Really mostly 80 to 90 frames per second when there's not a lot of action and stuff going on. I've been playing the game for a few hours, so I have gotten into some fights and some battle areas and stuff. And even a couple hours into the game, I never felt like the game was, running, sub 60. So yeah, honestly, seems to run pretty well. And for the most part, it looks pretty good. The image is a little soft. And there's, some aspects that I think could look better. But I think considering this mid-range GPU to be getting, 80, 90 frames per second on average, this is pretty good. So, yeah, the game's, coming from Silent Hill 2, coming from Silent Hill 2 with the amount of stutter that had, this is nothing, Every once in a blue moon, there's a tiny little stutter. It really is not that big of a deal. This actually runs pretty good. So there you go. That's The Last of Us on PC. This game is on sale on Steam right now. It's half off. So it was like $39 Canadian instead of like $79 Canadian. So that's mainly why I finally bought it. I've always wanted to play The Last of Us, this like Part 1 remastered. This is basically the PS5 version, if you're not aware. I've played this game and beat it originally on PS3, and then I actually bought it again and played it and beat it on PS4. And yeah, I know, I'm a sucker for this game. Ever since I saw the PS5 version, I figured eventually I would want to play it, want to get it and play it. I do have a PS5, and I always thought it would be nice to play this on PS5, but I don't feel like paying, $80 for this game if I can get it for $40. So again, half off on Steam right now is kind of why I pulled the trigger. And it looks like it's come a long way on PC. It's maybe not perfect. Maybe it could be optimized a little bit better. But honestly, I'm having a perfectly good time on my 12 gigabyte GPU. If you're on an 8 gigabyte GPU, I'm not sure. If you're on a 6 gigabyte GPU, Lord help you. I'm sorry. I don't know. But yeah, on my mid-range GPU, it's running just fine. So this game is not that bad, at least after getting patched and updated.